guys, welcome to another review. This time I'm going to be talking about Average Rap Band's debut EP, Stream of Nonsenseness. Average Rap Band are a New Zealand duo currently living in Australia, comprising of two MCs, Tom Scott and Louis Tuasau. Tom and Louis were both in different groups before this, Homebrew Crew and Nothing to Nobody respectively. They joined forces back in 2011 to form At Peace, along with Brandon Hadu, Dandroff Dickey and Christophe Altruant, who handled the production duties. The group At Peace went on to release 3 exceptional albums, including the third and final one, which was sort of an avant-garde experimental space rap album. So after discontinuing At Peace, the question after the last album was sort of sonically, where to from here? I listened to a podcast they were on. They talked about how difficult it is to back up and release an album after doing something so experimental like the Plutonian Noise Symphony record. So they decided they wanted to make something slightly more accessible and just go back to straight raps, which is their roots, and just make a record that rap geeks and other MCs will enjoy. And so that's what they've done here on Stream of Nonsenseness. This EP contains basically no choruses or hooks throughout the 6 tracks, which were all produced by Dandroff Dickey. So they've sort of gone to a freestyle song approach, no choruses or hooks, just straight raps. But despite this, the music isn't stagnant or just straight loops the whole time. There's certainly movement throughout the tracks and sounds really musical. You sort of have the feel of a band the whole time. So the music was something I really enjoyed playing below the raps. Now I should mention the way they released this EP because I thought it was a really cool way to do it. Basically, they put a message out there on Facebook saying if you want the EP, send us an email with your address and we'll send you it in the mail. So I put mine in, and it came to a Friday afternoon, must have been a couple of weeks ago, and I hadn't received anything, which I wasn't expecting to, but then suddenly Twitter was blowing up for all these comments about how good the EP was. So I thought, I've got to get my hands on it. So I messaged Tom, got the code, and downloaded it and played it, ever since. But I think it's funny when you sort of put a restriction or make something exclusive for a release, the value of it immediately goes up. Suddenly it's that sort of rare piece of music that you've got to get your hands on. People will do anything to try and get a copy of it. So I had the music, and then I think it was the following Monday or Tuesday, the postcard, Mum said, you got something in the mail? So the postcard came in the mail, and it had a personalised message from Tom, which I thought was really cool. I'll quickly read that out.
What up, James? You from Karori? That's where Louis used to stay. Totes? Hit us up at the Soundslate gig on the 1st. Shot for the support, bro. Appreciate it.
Tom and Louis. And they also included this little booklet which contains all the album artwork and also some of the lyrics. So I thought that was a really cool touch with the personalised message. Makes you feel like you got some sort of connection with the band. But I thought it was a cool touch, so that was definitely appreciated. And also, just throughout the EP, I think the illustrations, like I showed just then, the illustrations are really cool. These ones were done by Hugo Matthias. So the artwork on this EP, each song's got its own artwork. Just amazing. And that's something I've noticed throughout Tom's previous projects with Homebrew and also At Peace. So this previous Homebrew record, a similar sort of style with the sort of cartoony sort of artwork. Really creative. So I thought that was pretty cool. The first track, Mother Mary, was a really good way to start off the EP. Sort of a fresh groove coming in. The instrumental features some nice keys and horns. Definitely has that live band sort of feel. So I thought this track would transcend well in a live show, which it did. I saw them last weekend at the Red Bull Soundslate concert, and each of these songs in the EP sounded really good live. This song features Tom and Louis doing their own verses sort of separately. Tom starts off and then he ends with a really cool line, I sold a show out, never sold my soul once, which is really true because throughout his time with Homebrew and At Peace, he's always done things his own way. He hasn't let critics or anyone else sort of dictate what type of music he should be making. He's always making what he feels like, what he wants to, it seems. So I thought that was quite a true line. The second track, Good Dudes, features Tom and Louis using some really impressive flows. The instrumental was led by a funky bass line, which is complemented with some really nice keys to complete the melody and the loop. Now to me this reminded me of an old 90s Tribe record. It sounds like something that Q-Tip would use, you know, an old jazz tune or funk break, something he would sample to use one of his beats. So sounded like something straight off Midnight Marauders or Low End Theory, in my opinion. They also mention Ric Flair in the song, and he's also included in the artwork. Woo! So I thought this was a really good song. One of my favourites, probably off the EP. Bending Spoons, the third track, again has a really funky bass line. So the song's just got that groove. It just keeps coming and going throughout the whole track. Then in the middle, it sort of breaks down and mellows out, and then Louis comes in with these really nice vocals to sort of layer the track. And the way he did it almost reminded me of Kendrick Lamar's All Right. I just love the way he had the vocals and then the beat came in. It was just really cool instrumental, I thought. It's at this stage that the interlude of the EP comes in, which features a sample from the Gambler film. Now, this is also similar to the Jay-Z one, the well-known one used in Reasonable Doubt. Now, they also have 2 outtakes of other songs, which I assume are probably on upcoming projects or the album. 2 little snippets that you hear, so sort of giving us little teasers there, so they'll be interesting to see what they sound like when they come to fruition. On the artwork, you can see Mankind and Ultimate Warrior as well, so it's cool to see 2 more wrestling references there. This one features some vocal outtakes used to, you know, provide some more layers and build up some sonic atmosphere. Louis uses his voice to blend in with the jazzy instrumentals, so it's a nice way to close out the track. And I must say, Louis got a really good voice in him. It makes him really versatile as an artist because he's able to use it for hooks or, you know, for building some atmosphere within the music. So it's a really good tool he's got in his arsenal. What it is has a really nice keys melody, along with quite a funky bass line as well. So I'm noticing a bit of a recurring theme here, and this works really well for the live show. They were able to do this one live and did it with even more energy than they had on the track. I don't know why I am, and I don't know why I just, I don't know what I thought about it since it was a kid, but I don't know the analyze the world. Just see what it is, 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 what it is. They also did jams to Bone Thugs and NERD's She Wants to Move, so that made my night. I wasn't expecting those, and that's the NERD one's one of my favourite tunes, so it sounded so good live. It's just a good party song, so that was pretty cool. The rest of the bill featured Razor Beezer, Third Eye, and Groany, a Wellington band to keep your eye on. I think they're making some waves overseas, but they've just got such a cool sound. I haven't really heard that, you know, coming out of Wellington for a while, so keep your eye on them. If you look at the artwork for the 6th and final track, Long Snooze, it features a vinyl record in the form of the Clash's London Calling album with Long Snooze on it, so I thought that was pretty cool. And the title of the track certainly does suggest what the song's instrumental sort of sounds like. I remember once listening to a Justin Bieber song. Now hold up. Listen to a Justin Bieber song which was slowed down by 800%, and it sounded amazing. It sounded really dreamy and just beautiful, to be honest. And this sounded exactly like that. It sounded like some sort of singing vocals had been slowed down, reverberated. I don't know. Just had a really dreamy sonic atmosphere for Tom and Louis to rap over, so I thought this was a great way to close the album and definitely left me wanting for more. Obviously the flows are impressive and lyrics are personal, so that helps make the EP what it is. However, the production is amazing, and Dandruff Dickey and the drummers and keys players should be commended for their contributions to this impressive EP. Now this one sounds like a really good taster or a teaser for the next project, which I assume will be an album dropping sometime later this year or early next year, so that's something to look out for. I think this might be a video EP as well. I'm not too sure, but I did see them post something about that, so there might be some videos to drop as well. And I did see they got some funding from NZ On Air for one of their tracks for a video, as well as some recording time, so that's always a positive, so it'll be good to see what they can do with that. This was Average Rap Band Stream of Nonsenseness EP review. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more reviews on this channel. Let me know what you thought of this project, if you agreed and disagreed, favourite tracks, and what should I review next. Let me know in the comments or either on Twitter. Thanks.